Welcome everyone to tonight's council meeting. I'm the Mayor, Councillor Jasmine Nguyen. I declare this meeting open at 6:02 p.m. This meeting is deemed open to the public via an online live stream available through a link published on the Brimbank City Council's website. This meeting of council has been called to consider a report which is confidential under the Local Government Act 2020. This is because the report contains council business information, being information that would prejudice council's position in commercial negotiations if prematurely released. This item is the only business to be considered at this meeting. It is proposed that council designates the item as a confidential item under the Local Government Act 2020 and determines to close the meeting to the members of the public. If council determines to close the meeting to members of the public to consider the confidential report, the live stream of this meeting will be paused so that council can consider the report. Now moving on to the opening, please stand for the acknowledgement of country. On behalf of Brimbank City Council, I respectfully acknowledge and recognise the Wurundjeri and Bidjarung peoples as the traditional custodians of this land and pay respect to their elders past, present and future. I ask councillors to remain standing for the council commitment. Others may be seated. As the council, we will act in the best interests of the Brimbank community and consider the immediate and long-term impacts of our decisions. We will make the decisions fairly and without bias. We will uphold all of our obligations under the laws of Victoria and council's local laws and will act in accordance with our code of conduct. Councillors may now seat. So moving on to item 3, apologies. There is one formal apology for the council meeting tonight, Councillor Sarah Branton. And moving on to disclosure of conflicts of interest, may I ask, are there any declarations of conflicts of interest? There are none. Okay, we'll now move on to designate items as confidential. So there is one item on the agenda tonight that is to be designated as confidential. May I please have a mover of the motion to designate the item as confidential? So mover, Councillor Liu.
Thanks, Madam Mayor. I'll move it as confidential.
Thank you.
Paper. Yep.
Yeah. Is there a second of the motion? Councillor Dang.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I'll second it.
Thank you. Councillor Liu, would you like to speak as mover?
Nothing, Madam Mayor.
And then Councillor Dang as seconder?
No, thank you, Madam Mayor.
I guess based on that, I might just move that we just vote for the motion. All those that are for the motion, please raise your hand. That motion carries. This item is now designated as confidential. Okay, so can I just double check that the item is never mind. So there is one, yeah, okay, that's right. Because we've moved the item as confidential, we will need a mover to pause the meeting to consider the item at hand. So is there a mover of a motion to do this? Councillor Lancashire.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I move the meeting go in camera and be paused for this consideration of this item. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there a seconder? Councillor David.
Second, Madam Mayor. Thank you.
Councillor Lancashire, would you like to speak on the motion?
No, thank you, Madam Mayor.
And then Councillor David.
No, Madam Mayor. Thank you.
Yeah, likewise, I'll just put the motion to the vote. All those in favour, please raise your hand. That motion carries. So thank you to everyone who is currently viewing the meeting, the live stream. This meeting will now be closed to the members of the public. He will be placed in the holding bay for the duration of the consideration of the confidential item. For members of the public, you will soon receive a prompt from Zoom asking you to be a panelist. Please select join as a panelist so we are able to place you in the holding bay. If you don't select join as a panelist, we will need to remove you from the Zoom webinar. And as the report is the last item for this evening, members of the public may wish to stop viewing, in which case I would like to thank the public for their interest in tonight's meeting. We will reopen the meeting to the public after this item is considered by council. So the meeting is now closed to members of the public at 6:08 p.m. So thank you everyone for attending the meeting and for your interest tonight. I declare this meeting reopened at 6:32 p.m. So council has considered the confidential report and resolved that it will remain confidential at this stage. Thank you, everybody. I declare the host to stop the recorded meeting. And the meeting's closed at 6:32. Thank you.